Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
I actually do cuss a little.
Yeah, what's your favorite one?
Probably fuck. Hello, and welcome back to the Potted Together podcast. My name is Adam, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Becca and Nicole. Hello.
Hi.
The other day, I kind of had a freak-out moment where I'm like, oh no, I don't feel like the person that leads the episode ever introduces themselves, so I'm in my car replaying what I say when I lead an episode, but we've always done it. So I was just like, I'm dumb.
You're not dumb.
Hello,
this is... wait. What do you say to introduce it?
Hello, welcome back to the Potted Together podcast. My name is Adam.
Oh, yeah, we do.
We nail it.
Yeah. We're pros. Nail it to the wall.
Anyway, our topic today, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite common house plants. I did air quotes, but you can't see that, so I don't know why I did that. But, you know, first we got to chat, even though we've been chatting a little bit. And find out what's going on in each other's lives. So who wants to talk about their week first? Crickets.
I'm trying to think of what this week entailed. Go ahead, Becky.
Well, I'm looking back I'm like thinking in my mind back to like what I filmed this week. What have I been doing? This week went by very fast. I don't know if you guys agree, but this week for me felt really fast. Honestly, I think the concept of weeks feeling or feeling long or feeling short is so weird because for me it could have felt fast and for you it could have felt short. I'm long. Oh dear. So anyway, last weekend I decided to finally start sewing these little stuffed bunnies.
Yes.
Oh
they're
my
so
gosh.
cute.
They are so freaking cute. I cannot wait to keep making more. And okay, so we have some friends in the community that we know who are having babies, which is exciting. So that's the reason why I wanted to do this, because I wanted to make them something, because Nicole and I found something extra cute and special at Garfield Park Conservatory.
We did.
And we wanted to send it to them, and I was like, ooh, wouldn't it be cute to have also like a little bunny? So anyway, I started that, and I made 3 bunnies last weekend and with like some cute overalls. So that kind of consumed my brain for like 3 days. And I just went out to the fabric store this morning to get like a little bit more fabric for like the body of the bunnies. And yeah, I'm having fun. I'm in my stuffed animal era. And I was like, I don't know. I was trying to figure out why I loved it so much, but I was thinking back to myself as a kid, and I was so in love with stuffed animals. Stuffed animals were everything to me. Like, I don't know if either of you were like that, but okay, Nicole's holding up a stuffed animal. Yeah, like I still sleep with a teddy bear that I got for my birthday when I was really young. And I'm married and 25 years old. And I don't feel any shame about it anymore. I used to be a little embarrassed, but now I'm like, whatever. It helps me sleep. Like, why? Like, when I don't have it, I cannot sleep. Like, it takes me forever to fall asleep if I don't have it. So.
Does it have a name?
That's how I am with weed.
Yeah, we all got our thing. Everyone has their kinks. It does have a name. His name is Barry, and it's just a cute little. Well, it's not little. It's actually an oversized bear, so it's a little inconvenient that it's so big. But it's like a body pillow. So,
how did Daniel feel about that when you guys moved in together? About Barry? Did he accept him?
He thinks it's a little strange, honestly. And I don't blame him for thinking it's a little strange, but it's not the fact that it's a bear. It's just the fact that it's something that I hug when I sleep, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that after I explained that, he was a little bit like less freaked out. I mean, he wasn't freaked out. He was just like, that's interesting. I've never known someone to sleep with a teddy bear at age 24. We moved in together.
Look, Danny,
I was
we're a
24.
package deal.
Yeah. It's me and Barry or none at all.
Well, I'm picturing the bed, let's say, because we have Becca, we have Danny, we have Barry now, and we have Leo and Cooper. That's quite a big bed. I'm hoping you have a king size.
We do have a king size bed. Greatest thing ever. I could never not have a king size bed because anytime we sleep in a queen, or a full, honestly, it's terrible. Like in a king size bed, he has his space and I have mine, and we don't touch at all throughout the night. And if we do, it's like, stop touching me, you know?
Yeah.
But sometimes I complain about how we never cuddle, and he's like, but you're always hugging Barry. Like, I don't want to spoon you and Barry. And I'm like, get over
There
it.
it is.
Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's comfy. And like, if you want me to ditch Barry, then give me your arm to hug. I need something to hug while I sleep, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, when I was younger, I would have like 9 stuffed animals in my bed at all times, and I would like rotate them so that they could sleep next to me. Like, I was afraid I would hurt their feelings if they.
Yeah. Very Toy Story.
I
was
feel
the same
that.
way. Same way.
So,
I couldn't let them lay face down because I thought they would suffocate. I was
Yeah.
like, no, you can't breathe.
Oh my gosh. Which is like such a cute thing to think about, like our little kid brains. Like, we just, I don't know, like we just put life into every little thing that we touched when we're little. It's just so sweet. So this is just, I feel like Santa, and it's just so much fun. So that's basically been my life.
Yeah, every time I opened up Instagram, there was like a new bunny, and I was like, she's really popping off with these bunnies. Like, she is just like nailing this down.
Yeah, I went a little nuts, not gonna lie. But yeah, I have to make a few more. And well, I don't have to, but like I need to make one more bunny at least. And then I had patterns for like a little fawn, and patterns for a cat, and what else? A mouse. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay. So
Okay, wait. I have a quick little story about a mouse stuffed animal,
Please.
really quick. So IKEA used to, you know how they have those big bins of stuffed animals? Like they're massive bins and it's all the same stuffed animal. We got Mia a mouse from one of those bins, but we would go to IKEA a lot, and it was like her favorite mouse. And we would always avoid the toy section because we didn't want her to see this bin full of Maisie the mouse, because that's what she named her mouse. And we went to IKEA one day, and she we zoomed past it, and she glanced over and she was like, oh my God, there's a million Maisies. And it was like the cutest thing. But this mouse, like, she's going to be 15 this year, and she slept with this mouse up until we moved into this house. And I noticed she just like put her up on the shelf, and I was like, Maisie hasn't left the shelf. What's up with that? You know, because I'm like, her feelings are going to get hurt, you know?
yeah.
She's like, oh, that's where she sleeps now. She just hangs out up there. Like, I'm not going to sleep with her anymore. I'm going to be 15. And I'm like, oh my God. No. But Maisie has to go to college. She has to go to school dances. Like, she has to do these things.
Okay, well, school dances might be a stretch. I don't know.
And like a little backpack. I think it'd be cute. Maybe that's just my childhood. I don't know. But anyway.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
the story
See,
of
like,
Maisie.
these little stuffed animals just have such special places in our hearts, right? Like,
They do.
they're so cute and special. So anyway,
Wait, we have to post pictures of these on Instagram this week. Head over to our
Yes.
Instagram page if you want to see pictures of Barry and Maisie.
Oh
and
my gosh,
bunnies.
we're gonna show Barry. It's a little intimate.
We gotta show Barry. Is Barry? Is he an ugly bear?
Well, listen. See, the thing is, I thought that Barry was perfect. I saw no flaw in him, okay? And then Daniel met Barry, and like my friends actually ended up coming out and telling me that like Barry was actually like really disgusting. Like he looked really dirty, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, why? And
Smells
I ended
great.
up washing him like a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh, I forgot that Barry was like a very light cream color. He was like a dirty light brown color, and like I washed him and I was like, oh, I'm a little horrified by that actually.
Give him a bath before his Instagram debut.
Yeah, well, I'll have to like wash him and brush him out so that he doesn't look so gross. But like he's so big, it just like makes a statement. It's like from my shoulder maybe to like my knees. He's like not a small bear.
Wow.
So yeah, like anytime anything sexy happens, he gets shoved off the bed pretty quickly, and I'm like, oh god. Like if he's
Don't
ever
look, Barry.
yeah, if he's ever like in the bed while this is happening, I'm like, oh god, like throw him off. Like, this is so weird.
Oh, I'm so glad that I like got past my stuffed animal stage before Toy Story came out, because that movie would have fucked me up.
Yeah.
Because like they came alive, and I'm like, oh no, I ripped its eye off.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh gosh. And when I was young, I also read the book The Doll People. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it's a series. It's a little
Sounds
series
terrifying.
for kids. And that book, I don't even remember the concept or like what the like troubles was that like, you know, what was the story. I just remember that there's like little dolls and they come alive when the kids are away, and they like have lives and like drama and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, that really made me like also think that things came to life and like had feelings even more. Gosh. But anyway, so other than the stuffed animal stuff, yesterday I was outside in the sun. By the way, today it's 76 degrees. Heck yes. After we finish recording, I think I'm gonna go out and like finish building the corner boxes for my garden. You've seen the video already if you're listening. Well, maybe you haven't, so you should go watch it. But
Yep.
yesterday also I potted all of my tomato plants, and I have 16 tomato plants.
Dang.
Yeah.
There's some
so
tomato sauce in your future.
I'm gonna hope that my friend here needs a tomato plant, because I'm gonna be like, you want 2? You want 3? You want 4? Yeah, I might have to like sell them. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna sell them for a lot, but just so they go places. But I definitely don't need that many, but like so many of them sprouted, which I'm like really happy about. But I repotted them and like potted them all the way up to like the base of the leaves so that they'll root in and like be stronger. I'm just really excited for the garden. Like my seedlings worked. It worked, you guys. Like they were successful.
Yeah.
They have the lights, they've got the fan on them, and yesterday I took them outside in the sun for a little bit so they can, I don't know, maybe start the hardening process, because some of them I'm going to be planting relatively soon. And last year I planted spinach and carrots, and I went out to the garden today and it's all growing again. Like it looked like
really?
Yeah, like through the winter there was leaves over them, and like they did sprout last winter when I planted them last fall, and like nothing happened. It wasn't like fast enough. Like I didn't plant them soon enough, basically, so like it froze and everything, but there was a layer of leaves on top of them, and they just didn't look significant at all. They looked really small. And then I went out yesterday to get a bag of soil, and they were like big. Like they looked big. Like my spinach that I planted is looking really big. Like I don't know when I can harvest it, maybe in a few weeks to a month. And like the carrots,
Wow.
I'm like shook. Like I feel like I pulled out the carrots way too soon. If I would have left the ones that I pulled previously, they might have grown into like carrots, you know?
Wow.
It's so weird, and I didn't account for that in my garden plants. Like I'm just like totally freaked out. Like what is this? So anyway.
Better to have too many than none.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And today I'm going to finish building the corner boxes, and then never mind. I'm about to say we might be breaking ground on the greenhouse, but I'm not even going to say that because probably not. And I don't want to be like, if it doesn't happen, something happened. You know.
Send help.
Yeah.
The girls that know.
What's the story on that, though? Like, have you gotten an update?
Well, the ground is thawed out. Like, you know, it's soft again. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be freezing like anytime soon. So I think next weekend, I'm thinking like it's going to be like in the 60s next weekend, 61, 59 next weekend. That's like a pretty good temperature to be outside working. So, you know, if all goes well, I think maybe next weekend. I was thinking I might want to do like the anchoring this weekend, like get the base. But one of my patrons, her husband is an architect and he offered to help. So he's like making plans for me, which is really exciting. And he sent them to me. And wait, I want to send it to you guys so that you can see it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm excited.
If you
Sorry,
want to
everybody
see
listening.
it.
Also, don't you just love how people in this community just like really come through?
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like an architect? Are you kidding me? I never, ever, ever thought in the world that I would ever even talk to an architect. Ever. Like, I'm shook. It's going to be awesome. Like the design, he came up with a design that is called a solar lean-to gable or something. Anyway, it's like half gable, half lean-to, because the pitch has to be really steep because of the snowfall here. So, anyway, to make sure that we can have the gable, we're having to do, to make sure that we can do like lean-to, we have to like, I don't know, architect stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't know what either of those things mean.
Googling gable roof right now because I don't know what it is.
That's funny.
Ooh, that is very cute.
Right?
Okay, so that roof is considered a lean-in?
It's like half, it's called like a solar something. I don't remember, but it's half lean-to, half gable. So just with the nature of the greenhouse, like the tall wall is facing north, so there's no point in it having like open roof because it's not really going to be bringing in any sun. So
Okay.
I wanted to do a lean-to style because of that, but I love the gable look so much more than lean-to. And this sort of marries the two of them, because if we were to do a lean-to roof at the pitch that I need it to be, I don't think it would work. Like, it would not work. So
Okay.
he did some research about like greenhouse roofs, and this is what he came up with. So I'm really happy with it.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. So fun that you
So
have somebody helping
professional.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, Nicole. Take it away.
Wait, so is Daniel excited to like help you build it? Like, do you think you guys will knock it out in like a couple weekends?
Oh yeah. I think in at least like one weekend we'll have all the framing. Maybe the next weekend we'll put on the like plastic and the fan and stuff like that. I don't think it's gonna take that long, honestly.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Me too. Me too.
Okay. My week has not really consisted of much of anything other than it's been really warm here too. So it's been like mid 60s pretty much all week. We're going to get rain tomorrow and Saturday, which I have a wedding on Saturday, so I feel kind of bad, but anyway. But I was doing my plant shelves today. I was doing like plant chore day, and I was cleaning my shelves. And when I clean my shelves, I take all of my plants off of my shelves. And I'm like, shit, I have a lot of cactus. The dogs are barking and it's picking it up. I have a lot of cactus and I want to start bringing them outside. Like I'm really impatient. Like I want to get them out there. And it's going to get down to like 22 degrees in the next few days. And I'm like, come on. How is that even possible when it's like almost 70 degrees outside, you know? Like that temperature drop is insane. So I couldn't. So I just put them back on the shelf. But I'm just really excited for that. I'm starting to like make some plans about bringing them out and like what I'm going to bring out and what I'm going to do. And I'm starting to plan some plant shopping days because I think I'm going to get some plants. Like, I haven't purchased plants in a long time. Like, every time I go out to a plant shop, I usually don't get anything. And I just remember feeling so great going, like, plant shopping. And I think that this is going to be the year where I get some new plants. So, I have, like, 18 plant shops on my list to visit. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That
Yeah,
is
I
crazy.
was looking at it. I was looking at it the other day. Well, like, because people will DM me and be like, have you checked this place out yet? And I'm like, I didn't even know it existed. Like, I feel like I'm always the last to know things. Like, that's just what it is. So I started making this list like a year and a half ago, and I just haven't visited some of these places. So I think I'm going to like, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to like check out some new plant shops. And so I don't know. It's
That's
just been
fun.
kind of like an idea week, you know, like just thinking about the summer and, well, the spring and the summer and like what I'm going to do with my plants. But it wouldn't be a complete week if I wasn't watching a new show. And let me tell you about this show that I'm watching. Have you guys, okay, so you watched the Tinder Swindler.
Tinder Swindler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a new show called Bad Vegan, and you guys have to watch Bad Vegan if you liked the Tinder Swindler.
Is it
Because
on, it's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix. It literally just came out yesterday, and I finished the whole thing.
What's the
Love that. I love that.
What's the premise?
The premise is, if I say it, then you're going to know what it's about. But just know if you liked Tinder Swindler, you're going to like this.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the point of a premise, is to know what it's about?
Okay, well,
No,
there's
just kidding,
this
crap.
woman owns this elite vegan restaurant in New York City. It was like celebrity hotspot restaurant. And
Okay.
she pretty much gets conned out of millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
Oh
But-
my gosh.
It leaves you thinking, like, did she know about this? Did she really know, or was she really conned? Like, I found myself victim shaming again, you guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, what the is up with this chick? Like, how do you, but it's really good. It's such a wild ride. So,
Wow.
yeah. That's what I've been doing. That's what I spent all day yesterday doing.
I got a pop-up from Netflix about that, Bad Vegan. It's like, Bad Vegan is now on Netflix, so
yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. I actually did more than that yesterday, though. I repotted Mia's Schefflera, Gerald, her big-ass Schefflera tree. That thing was so root-bound, it was just not even funny. And I filmed a video, and I edited 2 videos, and I watched 4 episodes of The Bad Vegan. I had a productive day
wow.
yesterday, you guys.
That is very
You did.
productive.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what my week's been like. And just really enjoying Patreon. I just absolutely, every time I log in and I see somebody else joined, I'm just like kid in a candy store. It's so
like
fun.
a big hug, you know?
It is. It's so much fun.
So
Yeah.
thank you all. If you're listening to this and you've joined our Patreon, it
Thank
means
you.
the world to us.
It really does.
It does. It does.
What about you, Adam? How was your week?
My week, I wanted to let you know, both of you know, that I watched an episode of 2020 in your honor.
You did?
And honestly, like, I think I looked at Steve afterwards and I was like, I think we should start watching this show.
Oh, wait, which one did you watch?
Yeah.
Did you watch Last Fridays?
No, I wanted to watch the Heaven's Gate one, but I actually watched the one about Elizabeth Holmes
Yes.
because I started that podcast.
Oh, you're listening to the podcast.
Another person that I'm like, how the hell have you gotten this much money out of people? Like, I truly don't understand. After watching Inventing Anna and this Elizabeth Holmes thing, I'm like, how did you get millions and millions of dollars from people with like no proof of anything?
I know.
Like, how do you talk your way through that? It baffles me.
I know.
Honestly, I'm just like, I don't even understand. Also, I must not have been paying attention, but like I don't remember hearing anything about this Theranos thing or
Really?
Elizabeth Holmes. Like recently I have, but like when it was happening, when like she was like in the publications in like 2015 and it was like this big thing.
I remember the Walgreens commercials.
You do?
Mm-hmm. I remember
did
it.
not.
And I remember thinking like, oh, that's cool. Like a finger prick. Like how awesome is that, you know? Oh yeah, I remember it. All those those stories, those types of stories, just they're so intriguing because it's just like it seems so blatantly apparent that she doesn't have it doesn't work. Like nobody's seen the machine, but it's just one of those situations where if you get somebody to vouch for you, you can make it. Like couple rich white men vouch for you, you're good to go. You're in it.
Her voice drove me nuts though, which I know is like a very particular thing to pick apart, but I'm just like,
well, you know that wasn't her real voice. Did you get to
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She like made it up. Which is even
Weird.
weirder. So weird.
Anyway, so yeah. But this week's kind of been like one of those weeks, I don't know. I feel like, well, you probably have noticed because I like haven't replied to like any text messages, but it's just like, I don't know if it's because I had that plant swap on Saturday, so I had to be social for like an entire day, but like the rest of like I feel like I need a week to recoup from being social. I'm just like,
Yeah.
just not. But then the world around us is also hectic and wild. But but yeah, the plant swap went really well on Saturday. It was really fun.
It looked
I was
fun.
a vendor, and I sold like half of the plants that I brought, so that was
That's
really exciting.
Amazing.
Nice.
You had a lot of
Congrats.
plants. Your setup was cute.
Thanks. It was like last minute, but then someone, and sorry I can't remember who, but someone, oh no, KSMB. I don't know her name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Sport Utility is like her new Instagram handle. Anyway, Spork Utility. She was like, you should do a video on the setup like that you did. And I was like, that's actually a good idea. Like I should do a video on like plant swap setup, like of a table,
Yeah.
a good searchable video. But yeah, that was all last minute. So thank you for the kind words on that, because I mean, I really did like it too, but I was not expecting it to look decent.
Looked really good.
There was a few people that came up to me at the plant swap and they were like, oh, I listened to your podcast, which is like so baffling to me, because I'm just like, it's so sweet and like heartwarming, but then on the other hand I'm like, this feels weird, like that this person like semi knows me, but I don't know who they are, but now that I've met them I know who they are, so it was cool.
That's so
Parasocial relationships are so weird.
Yeah. But the swap went really well. Lydia did an amazing job planning. I think that if I hosted another swap again, I wouldn't be a vendor at it, because it kind of pulls you out of interacting, because you kind of have to stand behind your table,
Oh yeah, you can't like walk around.
Yeah. So, but Steve was there to help, which was so nice of him to come, and he was excited and he had a good time. So it was fun.
Oh, that's
it was like
good.
a fun planty day. But then other than that, I've been working on editing our next video for our travel channel, the first video of the second cruise we went on.
Oh, yeah.
Which just kind of brings all the memories back, and I'm just like, oh, that was good times. So
I just watched your last one, like your review of it, where you guys were already home sipping on your drinks. And I was thinking, I was like, shoot, did I miss a new one? Because like you got a lot of videos out of that first cruise, which is awesome. Like there was like 8 videos, right?
Yeah, because we just did a daily vlog, and I'm like, well, should we continue doing that, or is that boring for people? But, we like it, so I think for now we'll just continue doing like a daily vlog. I
liked it though, because it was like every day was something different. Like I feel like you showed multiple activities, you talked about all the different food, like I think I loved it. But I was thinking, I was like, shoot, did I miss like a new video? Because I know you took a whole other trip. And you didn't yet, so I'm excited to see the first one. Yay!
Yeah. For dinner, we tried escargot, which was the first time I've ever tried escargot.
Wait, what is escargot?
Snails.
Oh, snails. So what is
caviar?
Yes.
Fish eggs.
Fish eggs. There we go. Okay. No, thank
Yeah.
you. No, thank you.
It's funny because like when I'm looking at the footage, I put it in my mouth and I just like swallow it as soon as I can because I'm just like I don't want to chew it. I just like I don't like the texture.
Did you like it?
Well, it was like literally coated and swimming in butter and garlic, so that was delicious. But no, I did not like it. We'll not get it again because
Okay.
the text. I'm a big texture person, and
Yeah.
it was just like, it was rubbery. But then again, like I love like deep fried clams,
Oh,
and those
yeah.
are rubbery.
Yeah, I like clams too. Oysters.
But basically that's been my week. Not much. Recouping from social stuff.
Yeah. I know how you
Says
feel
every
though,
introvert.
like with needing time to come off of that. I never noticed it before. I guess we don't when we're younger, or maybe introverted people do all the time. But like I never noticed it when I was younger. But when we went to Becca's book signing, it was so fun. Don't get me wrong. Like we were really excited. Mm-hmm. But then afterwards, when we got in the car, it was like we ran a marathon. Like that's how I felt, Like it was like, holy crap. Like it was so we were exhausted. It's a lot. It's a lot mentally to talk to that many people and,
Yeah.
Be turned
But I'm glad
on
you had
for
fun.
that long.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was really good, and it was cool to meet people who I had just known from online and that kind of stuff too, and that they're local. Like, and there was so many good Hoya at the swap, and I was like mostly jealous. I was like, this is bullshit, because when we started doing plant swaps, like there was not this caliber of plants at the plant swap, and I was kind of mad about it because I'm
So you
just
didn't
like,
get anything?
no, I bought some things from vendors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But since I guess I could have swapped with the plants that I brought to sell, but no one really asked me, and I didn't really initiate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like you, I haven't got new plants in a long time because I battle with feeling very overwhelmed with the amount of plants I have now. Mm-hmm. Especially, Hoya, we all buy them as small plants, and then they get turned into like giant plants, and then you're like, I have no room. Like,
No room.
where is this trying to go? So
Right.
that's where I am mentally.
Yeah. I feel like I got rid of a lot of plants over the past couple years. Well, by get rid of, I mean they died. They're in the trash. So
That's one way to do it.
they're like my Hoya have been taking over the space that the other plants were in because they're getting bigger. But I recently trimmed some to propagate and like sell a few more cuttings. Oh, that's something I did this week. I did a little online plant sale.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I sold all but one, which was really good. So
Yeah.
Nice.
that was fun.
Hey Potted Together fam, this is Becca, and I'm popping in now to let you know that we started a Patreon, and we're so excited to bring you some more content in a fun new way. So head over to our show notes to check out our Patreon, where we will be sharing a bonus episode, a full-on ketchup and mustard episode for you every single month, and there might also be some fun extra perks in the works. That rhymed. So now that I've let you know about that, let's get back into the video. I mean, the episode.
Well, like I said at the top of the episode, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite common houseplants. That definition, I guess, could cover a wide array of things, but I guess in my mind, I'm just thinking any plant that you could just like go to a big box store or like your local nursery and they would have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, plants that don't go out of style, I feel like so many people put their focus on the more uncommon plants that these kind of take a, back seat to them, and that's not fair.
Okay, so my first one is controversial to Nicole because she hates it, but I'm going to say it again, but I love spider plants.
Spider plant.
I think that they
Knew
are
it.
just gorgeous. You
I
know how like
don't.
yeah. You know how like you see like these old like houses that have like a wraparound porch, and sometimes they
Yes.
put like big old Boston ferns in between the
Ooh,
poles.
yes.
Like I
Yes.
want that house, but with spider plants in between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the ferns better, but okay, I see your vision. I see it. It's validated. Mia's teacher has a big spider plant in the classroom, and it has all these babies, and she keeps saying that, like, at the end of the year she's gonna give babies to everybody, and I'm just like, staying in your room. But I'm actually excited because I want to see.
What a sweet gesture, and also, like,
Yeah.
you know, we all kind of fell in love with plants when we realized you could propagate them and just have endless plants, and that's like a really cool thing
Yes.
to gift to kids.
That is really cool. It is cool how a spider plant is so easily propagatable, if that's even a word. Like, that is pretty cool about that plant, you know? How it shoots off the little babies, but still creepy nonetheless.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, they're so fun. I love them. It's timeless.
Yeah. I mean, Nicole, before the babies develop, it shoots off little flowers that get pollinated.
Okay.
Yeah, the flowers are so cute. Little white
They're
flowers.
just like tiny little white, yeah.
Okay.
Not changing your mind.
That was like the least, like, you're not gonna sway me. That was very, very.
Don't try to
Sad.
reel me in with flowers, okay? Flower schmower.
Oh my gosh, that's
Who
funny.
else is with me? I'm curious to know who else is with me. Let's get some DMs rolling in here that tell me that I'm not alone on this island. Okay?
You might be.
Well,
You might be.
I might be, actually. The DMs are going to be like, are you out of your mind? Spider plants are the greatest.
Blocked and reported.
Blocked in.
One of mine was Syndapsis. Like all different
Is it?
kinds. Yeah.
Mm.
Ooh.
You don't
We're
like
having
Syndapsis?
we're having some rivalries here. Would you consider Syndapsis though a common plant? Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of different like variations or kinds of Syndapsis, but I have the Moonlight, which I love, which is in Lekka. Actually, both of my Syndapsis are in Lekka. And I just remember somebody emailing me or DMing me when I first got into Lekka saying, you're going to regret that because Syndapsis don't like Lekka. And I'm really happy.
Wait, who did that? Did I do that?
No.
Oh.
No, it was someone I didn't know.
Oh.
Sorry if you're listening. But no, you would never do that. You'd never be like, listen, Nicole, okay?
Well, I am against putting them in Lekka, though, because their roots just get so insane that I'm just
They
like,
do.
I don't even know how to handle this.
You know how I handle it? I lift it up and I just chop all the
Snip.
excess.
That's what I gotta do.
The roots off.
You just
But
cut
they're
the roots?
really, really. Yeah, I just cut them.
Yeah, I've done it with a few, like my Billy Etier, I've done that. Oof.
Well, the thing is
Damn.
that if you go to up pot it, you have to pull all the roots through anyway, and they're gonna break. So I feel like a clean cut is better, less trauma. I don't know. That's what's in my head anyway.
It's like when you're giving birth and instead of letting you tear, they just cut it.
True. That's a great analogy.
I mean, I'll never know the pain, but I have had some big poops, and let me tell you, ouch.
Pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
Oops, my microphone just made a big noise. Hopefully you can cut that out. I'm sorry. I always feel guilty when I like make extra noise on my, just like from fumbling around, because I just know it's like, I'm just gonna have to cut that out.
No, it's okay. I don't mind at all, because I'm constantly cutting out my, and Nicole does the same thing. We both.
I do.
Yeah,
I
I've been
do.
like shuffling around a bit. I've been a little like just trying to get comfy here on the couch. I'm lounging. I was sitting on the floor, but now I'm lounging, and I don't regret it, but I had to shuffle around quite a bit to get here.
Oh, good times. Yeah, okay, so Syndapsis. The reason I don't like them is because they're gorgeous at the store, but then once they start getting leggy, I'm just like, you are so ugly. Like, why are you doing this? Like, I don't love the leggy look of plants.
They can
like,
get leggy. Yeah.
Right conditions, beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. I think like there are certain Syndapsis that do really well for me, like the Exotica and the Pictus. Great. But the Moonlight and others, I only know about the Moonlight and like the dark form, like the Truby Eyes. I just don't know. They don't really like me that much. I'm trying, but it's been a struggle. But like the classic ones that are like really easily found at the garden center, great. Love them. I agree with Nicole on that.
I do have a jade. Is that that's a Synaptis, right?
Yeah.
Jade. Yeah, I have a jade, and it has one vine that's like super long, but like got really leggy and gross, and then another one grew that's like full lush leaves. But again, like I'm at the point like, what the heck am I gonna do with this plant? Like I can't have these vines just like draping all over everywhere.
Yeah, and it's really hard to like I thought about that too, like gifting those. Unless they're fully rooted, like I wouldn't ship them. And I don't even think I would ship them even if they are fully rooted, just because they're, being in the mail that long. I don't know. It'd be kind of hard.
Yeah.
But bring them to plant swaps.
I could. That's right.
Yep. Plant swaps would do the trick.
Okay.
Yeah, Syndapsis. Go ahead, Becca. What's yours?
For me, I'm going to say the Philodendron Brazil. That is just... I love it. I love the dark green with the light green and like the neon colors, the designs.
Yeah, it is pretty.
It was one of my first houseplants, and I just find it so beautiful. And I don't know, I just love that like each leaf looks different. It's a great example of like variegation and I don't know, it's just so pretty. And like I finally have another one. I bought it maybe close to a year ago, and it's so happy, and it's the greatest
really
plant.
Lush too.
Yeah, it's like so full. It's so beautiful. But like all the new growth is so skinny and like not very impressive. So I don't that's the thing, like when you buy plants at the store, they look so good, and then when you bring them home, they just are like, no. Okay, very good. Not at all.
It's because they're literally in like the ultimate living conditions, or they just came from the ultimate living conditions to the store.
Right.
But those are also pretty easy plants. The Brazil.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said this in my philodendron video. It's a pothos with a different font. Like it's literally a pothos. They're so easy. Yeah. They do need to get like some good light to keep that variegation, but honestly, they're so simple. Just put them in a bright space and let them go nuts.
Yeah.
They're so pretty.
Do we think that the heartleaf and the Brazil are the same plant? Only the Brazil is variegated?
Yeah, I think the Brazil is just like a different version. It's like what is it, like a hybrid?
Okay.
Yeah, because they're philodendron hederaceum. I can't.
Yeah, hederaceum.
Oh, yeah.
Or something. I had a Brazil in my office when I was back in Illinois, and it was like not even close to a window, mostly under fluorescent light, and it was thriving. So like good plant for like an office if you don't have a ton of natural light, but you have good fluorescent lighting,
Oh my gosh, I've yawned like 9 times.
I'm tired too. I have a headache.
I think daylight savings has really messed me up.
I forgot to talk about that.
That's what I wanted to talk about.
I was going to see how you guys were feeling.
Yeah, not feeling great. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's like that subconscious feeling of like something's wrong here. Like what's wrong with today?
It just feels weird.
Right?
Like I honestly I didn't notice. I don't know if I noticed. I don't know. But like I'm still confused about how it works. So with this one, we sprang forward. So what was 4 o'clock is now 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
So I've been waking up at like 7:45 every day, which means that I'm actually like, if the time change didn't happen, am I waking up at 8:45 or 6:45?
6:45. 6:45.
See, that's why I'm so tired. Oh my gosh.
It takes like a solid month to get over the like equilibrium that is daylight savings.
The spring forward always messed me up. The fallback was okay, but the spring forward was a rough transition.
Well, yeah, because you miss an hour of sleep to begin with, you know, like that day. And it's harder. I feel like it's harder for people with little kids. I feel like.
Well, yeah.
Because they don't know and they're still waking up at the regular time, and it's like, no, sweetie, go back to bed. It's 5 a.m., you know, but
Yeah.
but what affects me is not so much the morning, it's the evening. It's like I'm waiting. It's like 5 o'clock and it's still full daylight, and I'm just like, wait, why is like I lose track of time because I'm so used to like basing the time off of the sunset and like, oh, okay, it's 4:30, sun's going down, you know.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
it's not setting until like 6. It's really weird.
I just find
But-
it so, I don't know. I guess in some places it's necessary, because I was seeing this post about how like it should be taken away. I mean, I think every single time it happens, there's people who are like, we don't need this anymore. This is like archaic, blah, blah, blah. But then someone was like, okay, well, kids are going to have to wake up in the dark and go to school if we don't do the time change. Like, they'd be walking to school in the dark and blah, blah, blah. So, like, I just don't know at this point. Like, is it necessary? Like, what's the point?
I mean, they are trying to do away with it. It went through the Senate.
Yeah,
And
they're really
with like 100% votes.
Really?
Yeah. So,
I think
but I read an
California got rid
article
of it
that
for sure.
Yeah, some states got rid of it, but now it's a federal thing. So like the Senate passed it, it goes to the House. If it passes the House, then it goes to Biden's desk and it's a law. Like it's you know.
Wow.
It started because
But-
of farming, right?
Yeah. Well, yes and no, but yeah, it started during farming and also to give people longer daylight hours in the warmer months.
Okay.
So, but if it gets abolished or if they stop it, then I think we'll forever be 2 hours apart because
We will.
you guys will stay in like the spring, which I was like, I don't love that because I kind of love when we're just an hour apart, you know?
Yeah, and it's a lot easier. When my mom lived in Arizona, it was always really hard because, you know, I would be up at like 8 a.m., but it's only 6 o'clock there, and she's not awake yet. So like I'd have to, if I had something to say, I'd have to wait to text her, you know.
Patience is a virtue.
It was drama. No, I'm just kidding. It was just annoying.
But yeah, for the northern parts of the northern hemisphere, like it is, yeah. I think that I read an article that they did away with this in like the 70s or something, and then they immediately stopped doing it because they're like, wait a minute, this was actually like, we should still have this. Because of that thing, like kids would have to wake up and go to school in complete darkness.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't notice that much here because we're getting closer to like the equator, but the northern parts of the United States would really.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know.
would be feeling it. I don't know. It's weird, like living my whole life never doing this, and then now having to do it because it's like, I don't know. Again, I guess because Arizona is closer to the equator, it doesn't really affect us at all. Like days always, like it seemed like the days would end faster, like in the winter, obviously, but it really wasn't that big of a change.
Yeah.
But like, I know like in Montana in the summertime, it'll be light until like 10 or 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So like,
which is
I
wild.
can imagine it's dark for a long time in the winter too. So I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, there's a girl I talked to in Canada, and she posts pictures where it's like literally bright at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? That's wild.
It's so weird to think about.
And it is a little hard in the morning right now too, because when we were waking up before, like we leave the house at like 7:15, but like when you were here, Becca, when we were leaving it was already bright out, but now
Yeah.
we're leaving and it is still dark. Like it's like, which is weird. I don't know. That was way off topic ranting, but
Sorry, I brought it up.
savings.
Yeah, that's what I'm
okay.
a bit like. I just feel very sleepy.
Yeah.
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 If we start hearing snoring, I'm gonna leave it in.
Oh yeah. Let me just quickly fall asleep. Like that would happen. Oh yeah.
If we see her go grab Barry, we know it's
We know
it's
it's
business
done.
time.
We compare
I
it with
guess
that picture.
I have already migrated to the couch, so I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I have
Might
a
need a
picture
little
that I
cat
took
nap.
of Becca sleeping. Do we ever post that picture?
I think we did. I don't remember.
Did you? I fell asleep watching Burlesque. We all should have just gone to bed though. We were like, should we watch a movie? Like we all
Just
wanted to
didn't
go to
want the
bed, but none
hangout
of us
to
said
end.
anything.
I know. I looked over at you and I was like, perfect. Ready to go to bed, Adam? He's like, yeah, I'm actually really tired.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like honestly, like the socializing fatigue is definitely a side effect of pandemic. It totally is, because after the Springfield plant signing or book signing, I was dead for like 3 or 4 days, like immediately. It was just
Really?
like, oh my god, yeah. So it's,
Yeah.
I feel ya.
Okay, so next basic plant. I'm just. We can't have 3. We gotta have some more.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, aglionemas. I love.
Oh.
I don't have any right now, but
Okay.
on my desk back in Illinois, I had like the. Is it pink dragon? It was like, or the red aglionema. But the leaves were like red and green.
Yeah.
Honestly, and the stems were like bright pink. It grew so well in like being
Ooh, those are
5
pretty.
feet from a north window in my office. So like, not too
Easy.
fussy. Yeah, easy. So, and you know, it's a good low light plant, low-ish light plant, but it still grows in a way that like gives you joy, because like you can have like your Sansevieria, Dracaena, but like those aren't popping out leaves left and right. So like
Yeah.
I get joy from seeing something like progress.
Yeah, me too.
Aglionema is like, it's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, another one that is like that is Dieffenbachia.
Yeah.
Dieffenbachias, Oh, you don't like them?
No, I hate Dieffenbachia.
I have-
will let you talk though.
I have one, and it is so rewarding. It puts out new leaves. I'll have to take a picture and show you. There's like 10 new leaves coming in at once right now.
The stems bother me of those.
Do they?
They look
Yeah.
so similar to the
I mean, they're-
Aglionema though.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so Becca, go ahead.
Sorry.
What do you have against Dieffenbachia?
They're just like really hard. I always tell people not to get that. Like literally, I'm like, that's so hard. Like they're advertised as like a beginner easy plan, but I just have never found them to be easy. I don't know. But if you guys have,
You know-
maybe it's a me problem.
I might be speaking too soon here on the easy part, but mine was in LECA for a really long time, and I literally just repotted it this past week and put it in some De La tanks, and I'm wondering if it's going to have like regression now that I switched it to soil.
Yeah.
It was just getting too big, and I didn't want to deal with, you know, the gigantic LECA plant, you know? So we'll see. But the new leaves, the new foliage looks pretty good so far. So
Ooh. Yeah.
bad move.
I've gotten a lot of DMs about that plant. Like in the beginning, like I'd get a lot of DMs like, what's happening to my plant? Like, why does it look like this? Blah, blah, blah. And it was all Dieffenbachia and like Alocasia poly. Like there was just like a few plants that I saw all the time. And it was, it was those ones. Yeah, so I don't know. But I do agree with Aglionema. I'm sorry, Nicole. I'm sorry. Okay. Well, here's one that I know that everyone's not going to like. But I have to say it. Fittonia.
Fittonia.
Oh.
You will literally always be able to find a Fittonia at a box store or a nursery. Like, they're
will.
always there. Because they're beautiful. They are timeless. And they will teach you
Okay.
how to take care of a plant. They're good teachers.
I just watched
You're right.
I just watched your Garfield Park Conservatory video where you where you're just like, whoever doesn't agree with this. They are beautiful. The veining is really pretty. It's the flop for me. It's the
I know, but
frickin'
don't you
flop.
love a plant that tells you what it needs? And that's what a Fittonia does.
I mean, it
Like,
really does.
Bitch, I'm thirsty. Yeah.
But she flops too freaking frequently. Like, hold on to some of that water, bitch. Hold it. How often do you have to
guess.
water your how often
Add
do you have to
some
water it? At
vermiculite
least
to it.
once a week, right?
No, in the huge pot that it's in, maybe like every 10 days.
You could get a water globe.
Yeah, that would be a good one for a water globe. Honestly, I don't water it very often, but that is because there's a lot of soil in the pot. But like, you know, regularly, yeah, maybe every 5 days, which is a lot. I'll admit, for a houseplant, it's a lot. But like, you just will always know when it's thirsty, and it just teaches you to remember to check on your plants. I don't know. I really love it for that purpose. I was actually thinking about doing, like, planting it in the ground outside my house here.
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't live, it would be an annual, obviously, but like, I was thinking of planting it, just watching it like crawl and like do.
Yes.
Do you think
I
it
might
would
do
be
it.
an annual? Or if you mulched over it, do you think it'd come back? That's an experiment.
That's an experiment.
That's what I was just gonna say. The reason that like maybe I should give Fittonia another try, because even if you do kill it, like if you let it flop and you don't water it for a while, usually if you just like trim it back to like the surface, it'll start sprouting again, which happened to yours, right, Becca?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I just wasn't patient enough to keep tending to it while it regrew. But I don't know, maybe I can see like its hardiness. I don't know. I mean, it's a tropical plant. I don't know if it'd be hardy here. But the what is that? Thala blah 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 salum?
Yeah.
That one is hardy.
Thematophyllum.
Yeah, thematophyllum. That one's hardy in, I think, a zone 1 up from mine. Am I in zone 6 or 5? I never remember. I think I'm in zone 6. Oh, 6A. It's hardy to zone 7, so it might be hardy here. So maybe that means that maybe a Fittonia would work as a perennial. I have no idea, but I am going to try it. I want to do some sort of
would be
like
fun.
shade. Yeah, I want to do some sort of like shade garden, because there's a part of my house that is like heavy shade. So I think that it would really like it. I'm going to try.
Yeah, that's a cute one.
I have my black velvet died. Well, I thought it died, but it's like, you know, what do you call the little things on alocasias, the little nubbins?
Corms.
There you go. I called them tubers. Is that the same thing?
I mean, I feel like they're kind of similar, you know.
Okay.
But I don't really know. Don't come for me, alocasia people.
Okay, yeah. Don't come for me either, please. My black velvet, and it had like a tiny little growth point on it, and I was like, I'm gonna put this in a dark spot, and I'm gonna plant this in my garden, because how amazing would it be if that actually took, and I had some gigantic black velvet leaves.
That would be amazing.
even if it's only for 1 year, like I'm wondering, like, if it did grow and it got big, if I could just pull it out of the ground and put it in a pot and then carefully bring it inside and wait for the spider mites to come. You know, I think it'd be a great experiment. I think it'd be great. So that's my
that's funny.
project.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that you could at least dig it up every year and just store the bulb.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, fun. I love this. I love that. I can't wait to like get updates on your guys' like outside planting with these house plants.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We'll have to try it out and keep us updated on the PT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another like common plant that I really like is a Dracaena margarita. Is it margarita? Or any of the Dracaenas, but it's kind of like, they always look like Dr. Seuss plants to me. Very like skinny trunk and
Big,
like
tough.
spider plant vibes.
Yeah.
But the one I have, I think Steve got it at IKEA, like when he first moved here, and it's still like alive and thriving. And I think it's like it's a no fuss plant. Like sometimes I don't even water it for a whole month, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should probably give that water. It's still alive.
Still
We got
alive.
one from IKEA, so I'm pretty sure that's the same one, and it died.
It's a nice structure in like, you know, a
Yeah.
corner or something, a taller plant.
Yeah.
Nice structural vibes.
Monstera deliciosa, y'all. Monstera deliciosa.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
mine.
yeah.
How could we forget? How
Yeah.
did we wait until the end of the episode to mention that one? That's a good one.
I know.
You know,
She's
when we
just-
all first started plants, though, I could not find one of those locally and anywhere.
They were
Did you guys have
popular.
the same thing?
I couldn't
I
find
got
one
mine
locally
from-
either.
I
No,
bought
I couldn't
a
find it
cutting
locally.
from a store in Chinatown in New York and brought it back to Illinois on a train
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
dedication.
because I couldn't find Monstera anywhere. That was in like 2018.
I'm surprised you
Yeah.
found one in New York too. I got mine from California.
Now they're just everywhere.
Oh
Weird.
yeah.
Wild
Yeah,
times.
I bought one. No, my friend bought one, I think, a long time ago from a local nursery. They only had one. I think she bought it, or maybe I bought it. I don't remember. One of us did. I ended up with it eventually. But before that, that's the only time I ever saw one in person for a very long time. But before that, I bought one from a friend, not a friend, a person on Craigslist. And then another time I stole a cutting before I knew that was unethical. That's how I got mine.
Yeah.
Nice.
Live and learn.
That would be a fun episode. Plants that were really hard to find 3 years ago that are now in every store.
Yeah.
That's the only one I can think of, though.
Speaking of, did you guys see the Thai constellation news from Costa Farms?
Sure did.
And they backpedaled on that one, didn't they?
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at my time being like, oh, someone needs a haircut.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy. But they did say they're going to sell like a few mother plants or something. I don't remember. Why would they do
like
that?
400.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Did you guys see that? I found out about it through Holly, Concrete Botanicals TikTok. She made a TikTok video about it, like updating. So like she's speculating that they didn't realize that it would be a slow grower. Like they thought it would grow faster than it is. So now they're like having to backtrack, but I don't know.
I saw someone post about it
don't
on
know either.
Instagram, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, I didn't think that was going to happen. That's my initial thought.
Too good to be true.
But here we are in a capitalist society, and Costa Farms is a big company. So I honestly just don't trust. Like I'm like, they know they're not going to put all the effort into this plant and then release it and drive prices down. So like,
Yeah.
I think this is calculated, but again, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. They could be slow releasing to keep the interest, to keep the market expensive so they don't have to drop the price.
Even though they
Because-
marketed early on as we want to put this in everybody's hands at an affordable price.
Yeah. And then they realized
They want to
is
get their money
yucky.
back.
we could make they probably realized they could make millions off of this.
Oh, on this one plant for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the plant stand here in Phoenix is Costa Farms supplies them. So every once in a while they get like a Thai constellation or some of these like, plants that
really?
Costa has been growing. But then they sell them for like the most insane amount. And part of me is like, is it Costa? That's like, is the cost of goods that Costa is charging you high? And then you're adding a little bit on that? Or like, is the plant stand awful? Because the plant stand's awful. So I don't really know who's at fault here. But like a smaller Thai constellation than mine, they're selling for like, I can't even remember, but like somewhere between $500 and $1,000 for like a 12-inch pot of something,
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. It is wild
Honestly,
to think that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna just say it blows my mind because like I honestly don't even know what plants cost. Like what's a good price for plants? Like when I sell my little cuttings on Instagram, I just say make an offer because I don't want to spend the time researching it, and two, it's like whatever this plant is worth to you, I guess. Like that's how I feel. But yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
it is absolutely nuts. And like that would be a fun episode topic too, talking about how to know that you're getting a good price on a plant, like how to research the market for plant prices, because like I saw a plant a couple weekends ago that was my number one wish list plant at a local nursery. Well, not my local, but like local to that town. It was $1,500. And
Florida.
Yeah.
yeah, it was. absolutely insane, like at face value. And like I was gonna buy it, and then I saw the price, and I was like, oh god, can't do that. Like there's literally no part of me that would be willing to do that. But then I researched it when I got home, and I realized that people are selling juvenile single leaf cuttings for $300. And this plant was mature. It had at least 5 to 6 leaves on it, and it was like, again, a mature plant with really good variegation. So I'm like, fuck yeah, it's $1,000. Like that's the right price, you know? So it's like, it might seem shocking until you start Googling and like looking around, you know, like that's actually a very good price for that plant. But like, is anybody going to buy it? I have no idea, because they're going to see that number and be like,
sticker shock.
Yeah. Might I save up for it? Possibly. Like after the greenhouse is built, maybe I'll save up for it.
Someone listening to this podcast has to have a Florida beauty. Like, let's hook her up.
Hook her up.
But I would almost feel guilty, like, because it's just one of those, I honestly think it might be worth more than the Monstera deliciosa at this point. Like the the Alba Monstera. Like the Alba Monstera, it's like much more widely available at like a expensive price, but
it's still so expensive.
It is expensive. It's much more widely available, though. Like, you can definitely find someone online selling a cutting, like, for sure. But with this, like, Florida Beauty, it was hard to find, like, people in the U.S., at least, selling, like, a full plant, not a cutting, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it might be the next Alba Monstera. May I make that prediction? I feel like it might be.
Yeah. Ooh, you heard it here, folks.
I wonder how people price plants. Like, where does it start? Obviously, supply and demand that has a lot to do with it. But
Nicole, this is going to be an episode, all right? Don't get into it now. Just like
okay. I'm writing it down. It's going in the book.
Yeah, and let us know if like you're interested in the comments of today's post. Like, what are you interested in this whole conversation around plant prices? We have actually had a podcast episode idea talking about plant prices, right? But we were always like, I don't know. It always got
every time it got brought up, we were like, this might go a direction we don't want it to go, and we just steered clear of the topic. But I think it'd be good to talk about it.
Yeah, I think that if
Wait, guys, but don't you think we have influence over the market? So if we mention something, then people are going to flock to it.
I mean,
exactly.
That'd be nice to...
Oh my gosh.
That'd be nice to think about, but...
Yeah. I think if we do that episode, we need to have an outline.
Yeah.
Business Becky's, my business hat's on. We need to stay focused.
Yeah, Business Becky. Get it down. Put it in the drive.
Yeah, we need to have an outline so that we stay on track, because we could easily just start ranting like for an hour about bullshit stuff that doesn't make any sense to anybody besides us, because we're just chatting as friends. Honestly, I'm going to say it, 90% of the time I forget that we're even recording.
I know. Sometimes when I'm like editing the episode, I'm like, okay, I really probably should get these edited quicker so people can approve. Like if they say like, oh, I wish you wouldn't have kept that in. Because sometimes we just like go off, you know. But
if there's anything that I say, I usually recognize it in that moment, and I'm like, cut that out.
Yeah, you do.
Same.
You know, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, there's been like a few times where I've listened back, and I was like, I hate that I said that, but also it like forces us to be like absolutely authentic, because other than like removing like body sounds, I don't think there's really like a lot that gets cut out of the podcast. Like...
No.
Becca running off the mic to poop.
Yeah,
that was a good topic this last week.
That was authentic, and I did drop a load right when I hung up. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. When I edit my YouTube videos, I overthink so much. I'm like, I don't want to sound contrived, or I don't want blah blah blah. But long form podcasts, it's so different. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. So going back a little bit to pricing, but not diving into it too far, I was pricing some Hoya that I was selling, rooted Hoya cuttings, that I was going to be selling at this swap as a vendor. And I have a beautiful Hoya Wilbur Graves, and I took about 5 or 6 cuttings of it there. And Wilbur Graves is like, it's a sought after Hoya, but maybe less so now than it used to be.
It's a little bit unicorn, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and mine is just so pretty. I'm not trying to brag on my plants, but these cuttings were so amazing. And but it was tricky to figure out a price, because like I wanted to price it at like an accessible price for people who were going to be there, but I didn't want to price it so low that people would buy like multiples and then resell, because I've had that happen in local Facebook groups where I've sold a Hoya and they literally flipped it the next day, well, not the day, the week, in the same cup with my De La Tank soil for like 150 more than what I sold it to them.
Shut up.
Because I was just
What?
trying to be nice. Yeah, it was infuriating. So it kind of like made me want to stop doing that. So it's like a tricky balance, but a lot of people came by my stand and, you know, they all were Hoya heads, so they probably had most of them and no one really wanted that much. But they did make a lot of comments like, these prices are really great, and like, holy crap, your leaves are huge. Like, how do you do this? So that made me feel good. But it's just like, it feels weird because I didn't buy that Hoya for that. I've cared for it and I've grown it out, but I didn't buy it for that much. But that's kind of like where it's selling at now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which
if you
is-
try
I
to
don't
sell it
think
for what you
that-
bought it, which you
Yeah,
sell it for what you
that's
bought it
fair.
at, like then people are going to do what people did to me before, which is buy it at a really low price and then flip it in the same group you sold it to them in.
Yeah,
the
that's
next
real
week.
shitty.
Honestly, I feel like I don't know how you could keep someone accountable to this, but like having like a charge. Like if you flip this in under 60 days,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
get like a percentage of whatever you sold it for, which like I have no idea how you would, I don't even know if it's possible to implement that, but that is such a,
Yeah.
that's so annoying. And that happens like in more things than just plants. Like I was estate sale shopping like a couple years ago, and there was this beautiful like mid-century dresser, and they sold it. It was an auction between me and someone else, and the person ended up buying it, I think, for like maybe $200-300. I don't remember, but then they went and sold it for like $800 on Facebook Marketplace. I literally saw it in the same week on Facebook Marketplace for $800, and it just felt so icky because I'm like, that family really could have used that money. Number one, or you know, the estate.
Yeah.
Like it just bothers me. Like certain things, it's whatever, like a dish or whatever. Thrift resellers doesn't always bother me. Sometimes it does, but it's just like when you buy something from someone and then flip it immediately.
There
Yeah.
are
Like,
people
add some
that
value.
make-
Right.
They make quite a living on buying and flipping. Like people that go into thrift stores and purchase things, and then they have their own stores online and they resell stuff. It's pretty wild. Like there's a few people.
I mean, I'm not fully
I
against it. Sometimes I am, but I'm not fully against it. But like if they're like cleaning it up and making it look nice and maybe fixing holes if it's clothes, but or if it's furniture, they're refinishing it. But if they're literally just taking it home and posting it online to sell it, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And it's the same with your plant. Like maybe if it had grew like a few extra leaves, maybe that makes sense. But like, why? Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry.
sometimes if I like give people like a really good deal on a Hoya that I know would be a lot more expensive, but I want to just like bless somebody, I always say like, when this grows out, please make sure the first cutting you take you give to somebody else and like make their, because like we pay it forward, but some people just don't care.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's kind of the same concept though as NDAs. Like when you think about it, if you work for a specific job and they make you sign an NDA, how are they going to know where you go and work next unless they're keeping tabs on you? Like really, how are they going to know, you know?
Yeah.
So just make them sign an NDA when they buy from you on Facebook Marketplace.
I wonder if there's been a small claims court about houseplants yet. I bet there has.
Ooh.
Oh,
Probably.
That's something to research.
I don't know. That's an interesting conversation that we will dive into more in another epi.
Yeah, I think we need to wrap this up.
Yeah, I got to pick up my kid.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I hope that you enjoy some of these common plants that we all love as well. I actually feel like a little bit energized and like wanting to go to the plant store and pick up a few just to like give it another go. Because you know, our collections kind of morph through our hobby, and I just mostly have Hoya now, and I kind of miss some of those like, you know, green, lush, beautiful plants that we used to own when we first started. So maybe that'll help you or make you feel like you need to go to the plant store too, which would be cool. But anyway, head over to Instagram, Potted Together, and let us know in today's post some of the common plants that you also love. And also just, you know, give us a follow on that account. Why not? And yeah, you can follow us individually on Instagram. Nicole is My Clean Leaves. Becca is De La Plants, and I am Not Dude. And is that all the housekeeping?
See you next week. Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Gear Patrol calls their new dive watch the best sub-$500 dive watch. Full stop. Men's Health rated them as the most stylish solar watch in the game. Who are we talking about? It's Movement. They're leveling up your gift giving with the sleekest watches you can buy and the biggest deals of the season. From their innovative ceramic materials to sexy automatic divers, from ultra-thin dress watches to solar-powered statement pieces, and everything in between, Movement is making sure you're the good gifter this year. For your family, your friends, or for yourself. And now you can take advantage of 30 to 50% off Movement's California clean watches, jewelry, and accessories to get them a gift they'll never forget. With fast, free shipping and returns and amazing bang for your buck, Movement makes for a relaxed shopping experience. And with one-size-fits-all watches, it's an easy, elegant gifting experience too. Shop 30 to 50% off now at mvmt.com. That's mvmt.com.